Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a story time for you guys. I just got my wisdom teeth taken out, so it's hard to put like pressure on my face to do a makeup video for you guys today. So we're gonna have a story time. Get excited. Today I want to tell you guys about one of the many crazy women that I've dated. And I can't even tell you that I consider this dating. It was more like somebody that I went on like a first date with, and it just didn't go well. I'm obviously not gonna use her real name in this story time. I don't think that she'll ever see this. We don't have any contact. And I'll just get into a little bit more of that after, it comes towards the end of the story. So whenever I was single, I was obviously on dating apps. And I think we met on a dating app called Meet Me, which a long time ago was a website called My Yearbook. And that was like about the only place that you could go to meet girls. I mean, Tinder barely works. It's mostly like straight girls that are like curious. And I'm sorry, like that just bothers me. I'm not the kind of, I know that I'm gay, so I'm not the kind of girl that like wants to be your experiment. There are, everyone feels differently about this, but it's whatever. And so I met her on there and we started talking. We exchanged numbers, we started texting. She lives about 4 hours away from me. It's like 3.5, 4 hours from where I lived at the time. And so we were talking, getting to know each other. Everything was going really good. And so she wanted to come down and like go on a date, which was great. I thought it was gonna be really good. So she came down and we didn't really have a plan. But she came down and drove to my house. This is where I can honestly tell you, like, do not give your address out to anyone. I think this is like one of the stupider things I've done. And I think that I'm really, 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 really lucky that it ended the way it did and not one of the other possible outcomes. So she came to my house and we met up and we were gonna go down to the beach. It was about another hour from where I lived, but we were gonna go down there anyway. And so we drove down to this beach that was like, it was my favorite place to go. I was born on an island, so we drove down to the island I was from. And I drove her around and like showed her some of the places that I like to go to because that was where I was from, it was where I was born, it's where I grew up. Like this island was like everything to me, right? So we start walking down the beach and the whole time, and she was really nice, but she didn't talk. And like, if you know me in real life, like I'm pretty talkative. So if there's like a awkward silence that like, I'm gonna fill in that awkward silence with me talking, even if it ends up in me talking consistently for hours. And I mean like hours. So we're walking down the beach and she like, instead of walking next to me like you would on a first date, or at least I assume you would, she was like walking behind me and like wasn't really talking, but it was cute at the time. Not really, okay. She was like taking pictures of me, which I thought was cute because she was like trying to commemorate like our first date. But then it just got to be like a bit excessive. Like if we're on a first date, like I want to get to know you, I want to talk to you, I want to see how we click, whatever. So the whole time like was never necessarily around me or really said much of anything, just like kind of listened to me ramble, which, okay, whatever. But I wasn't feeling like that spark, I kind of know whether or not I like somebody within like the first 10-15 minutes of like being around them, whether or not like we can grow together. But I gave her, a good 3-4 hours of my time. So like we tested the theory. We just weren't meant for each other. So after that we went to like lunch I think we went to like Chick-fil-A, and then we went back to my house and she was getting ready to leave. And it got really awkward because, I'm sorry, but like, she was more of like a dyke lesbian and I was more of like the female. So I kind of expected her to be the one that like went in for the kiss, like just because she was more masculine in that sense. And it's not that like I'm not the kind of girl that like if I want to kiss you, like I'm not gonna go for it, because I will. But she made it very clear that like she was the more manly one, like she was gonna be like in charge more than like I would, whatever. So she just kind of stands there. Like I said goodbye. I'm like, hey, let me know when you get back home safe. Like just, you know, just being polite, whatever. At this point, I was pretty sure like I didn't know how this relationship was gonna go. Maybe she would get home and she'd be like, oh, I was nervous. I'll be better next time, whatever. So then I was like, okay, like I'm gonna stand on the porch because it started raining. So I was like, okay, well, like let me know when you get home safe. And I started to walk away after like awkwardly doing that, like, are we gonna kiss or not gonna kiss? Like whatever kind of thing. And then she's like, so you're not gonna kiss me? And I was just like, bitch, what? Like, what? And I was just like, well, like I couldn't tell if you wanted to, like I came really close and like I was gonna kiss you and then you got all weird. So then I just was like, okay, back off. She's not interested, whatever. And then she was just like, she kissed me and there was no spark. It was really, really weird. And then she left and we went about talking for like a couple more days. And I told her how like awkward I felt. And she was just like, you know, she's that whole like, well, I was just kind of nervous. You make me nervous, blah, blah, blah. So at the time I had 2 jobs and I lived so far out from my jobs. I lived like 45 minutes away. And there was like this long period of my drive where I didn't have any cell phone service. So like I wouldn't be able to talk to you from like, I could leave my house and I could drive for like 5 minutes. And then after that I would have to get off the phone and then I could call you back in like 10 to 15 minutes after that because I wouldn't have cell phone service. So one day she called me and I was just like, yo, like I can't talk right now. And she was like, well, I'm working all day and this is the only time I get to talk to you and you need time to talk to me, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I can't talk to you. I have to go to work and I'm not gonna pull off on the side of the road so I can like talk to you for 2 minutes and then be late to my job. Like, no, like I'll call you back when I get to the other side. It's 10 minutes. Like give me 10, 15 minutes depending on like who I get stuck behind in this one lane. Like, I'm sorry, like I can't control it. And so then she's like calling me and she was just like, she was just flipping out on me. Like I can't even remember what she was yelling at me for at this point. And then she said, I was just like, she kept hanging up on me. So she like, I called her back finally, you know, on the other side of town. And she would like yell at me and yell at me and yell at me and then hang up. And then call me back and like scream at me some more and then hang up. And so finally she got back on the phone and I was just like, listen, if you hang up on me one more time, I will block your phone number and you will never talk to me again. And I'm not kidding. Like when I tell you like, don't do something because I won't talk to you again. I'm not the kind of person that's like, it's a hollow threat. Like I'm not the kind of person that's like, no, I won't talk to you. Like, but then answer your phone call when you call back 2 minutes later. No, I won't. That's not me. So she hangs up on me. And what did I do? I blocked her phone number. You damn right I blocked her phone number because I don't have time for somebody that I've been on one date with who didn't really act that interested in me to be blowing me up, cursing me out, and hanging up on me. I don't have time for it. It's not the move. So this is where it starts to escalate, right? So I blocked her. She starts messaging me on Snapchat because at this point we only have each other. We have each other's numbers and we have each other on Snapchat. I believe those are the only 2 things that we had connected. So she starts blowing up my Snapchat. I block her on Snapchat. She finds me on Facebook. I don't see her Facebook message, right? So I never get that. So then she goes and she messages one of my best friends from high school who, don't get me wrong, I love her to death, but we don't talk every day because that's just not our friendship. Like, we're best friends, but we're not the kind of people that need to be like talking to each other all the time, right? So she messages her on Facebook. And then she fucking messages me on Instagram. I blocked her on every like sort of social network that she can contact me on. I blocked her on the original website that we met on. And then this girl gets a texting app. And this is all in the span of like 30 minutes. I mean, I'm still driving to work. And so she gets a texting app and she's like, if you ever want to talk to me again, you'll unblock my phone number and call me back and blah, blah, blah. So I unblock her phone number, not because I want to talk to her, but because I want her to leave me alone. So I call her back and I was just like, I told you, like, if you hang up on me again, like, I will block your phone number and we'll never talk again. I don't want you to message me on other social networks. I don't want you to get a texting app. You had an option. You don't need to be texting me ultimatums off a number that, like, is not yours when I clearly, like, don't want to talk to you. If I wanted to talk to you, I would have answered you on Instagram. I would have answered you on Snapchat. I would have answered you on Facebook. Like, I would have told my friend to tell you, like, I'll get in contact with you. Like, leave me alone. So finally, she's just like boo-hooing, sobbing, crying, whatever. And we're just like, we're done. Like, leave me alone. You know, this date, we didn't click. I was trying to, like, give you a chance. You're too controlling. You won't leave me alone. Like, I can't fucking breathe. Like, just give me a second. Like, I'm trying to drive to work. You have 2 jobs. I have 2 jobs. I have a life. You have a life. You live 4 hours away. Like, don't get me wrong. It's not that I can't do long distance, because I did for a really long time, and that'll be coming up in another story time. But, you know, I don't need all this drama. I'm not one for this drama. And unfortunately, as you will see through my next upcoming story times, I attracted a lot of crazy women. I don't even want to just say women, because I dated some insane dudes too, but, like, I just attract crazy people. Like, it's just not even funny. I'm very thankful that I ended up with my level-headed wife that I did. But beyond that, I thought it was over. Like, I thought I wasn't going to hear from her again. She had no way to contact me, still has no way to contact me to this day. And I also have a new phone number, so even if she, like, does see this video and get mad, be like, hey, sorry it didn't work out, but, like, don't contact me again. So after all of this is where the whole giving her my address comes into being a mistake. So we don't talk for a while. I mean, we've never talked again since then. But finally, I get a letter. Hello, darkness, my old friend. And, like, who even does that anymore? Like, who sends a letter? I guess if you have no way to contact them via social media or phone number, I guess that's what you do. But when I got this letter in the mail, I called my roommate and I had to just be like, what the fuck? Like, I'm sorry for my language, but my channel's not monetized anyway, so I'm gonna curse until I can't curse anymore. I was so genuinely irritated. Like, do you ever get so angry that, like, instead of, like, getting mad, all you can do is laugh, because that's all I could do? So this girl wrote me like a 4-page letter about how she was sorry and how she shouldn't have acted like that and how I was, like, such a great girl and blah, blah, blah. Like, thanks, I know, but, like, leave me alone. I didn't tell you to not contact me for you to just write me a letter. Like, this letter wasn't going to get you anywhere. At the end, she was just like, if you ever see a future with us, like, whatever, like, you have my number, like, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, so I unblocked her one last time, just one more time. And I called her and I was just like, I got your letter. Do not ever use my address again. If you do, like, I will call the cops, because I don't want anything to do with you. I don't want you to contact me. I don't want your letters. I want you to leave me alone. Like, you don't understand personal space. You don't understand privacy or respect the fact that I want nothing to do with you. We went on one date where you said maybe 3 sentences the whole 3 hours, and then went back. You spent more time traveling than you spent with me. And we spent more time, like, fighting than we did, like, having good times in the first place. Like, oh, guys, just moral of the story, don't give your address out to random people. And never, just don't do it. It's such a bad idea. I have no other moral from this besides, like, I want to say, like, don't go online dating, but that's all that anyone does really nowadays. And I can't say that it doesn't work, because there are people that I've dated from the internet that were really genuinely good people that I, still love to this day, like just best friends still. So I can't say that online dating doesn't work, because that's really a huge part of our society now. But if you are going to date online, you need to be smart about it. Don't give out your address. Don't meet them in private places. Always do something in public. Have your own mode of transportation there, so that if the situation is awkward, you can remove yourself. And if a person does become too aggressive, that you remove yourself from the situation, whether it be blocking their phone number and all forms of social media, because they won't leave you alone any other way. It's what you have to do. But just be careful out there. If you're out there dating and trying to meet with people, just be careful. I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. This is one of the more calm ones. I do have a lot more to come, and I'm kind of trying to save them until this channel gets a little bigger, because they're quite interesting. But if you like this, make sure to give me a like and subscribe down below and join the family. I'm really excited. Also, if you guys want to see about me getting my wisdom teeth taken out and just see like the aftermath, I wasn't really like crazy loopy like everyone else is after their wisdom teeth removal. So I have like one 10-second video of me like being kind of weird, and then Amanda took like a 5-minute video. But if you want me to make a compilation, I can put that up for you. It was not filmed in the right angle, so they would be kind of weird, but if you want to see it, you want to see it, and I'll record it for you. I can also make a little story time about my doctors and my whole experience, which was genuinely really positive all around. So just leave a comment down below if you want to see more of that. If not, we'll have some new story times coming out soon. And as soon as my face is not so swollen and in pain, then we'll get back to some makeup. All right, I'll see y'all later. Bye.